Hello again. This video is just about kickovers, okay? That is one of the hardest things for people to get past level 1 tumbling, going in to foundations 2. It's one of the hardest things to get past to go to level 2. So we're going to show you how to get your kickover. One of the main things is shoulder flexibility. So we're going to be talking a lot about that. It's not necessarily always about back flexibility. And when I say back flexibility, I mean lower back. It's not always about lower back flexibility, okay? It's mainly about shoulder flexibility and opening your shoulders. Okay, so real quick, since we're really just doing a bunch of bridges, okay, we're just going to do, go ahead and start doing some jumping jacks for me, Tess. This is Tess. She's actually in one of my Tumbling for Dancers classes, but she was doing the last video, so I asked her to stay and see if she could do this one. So she's already a little bit warmed up, but you guys want to make sure that you're really nice and warmed up, okay? All right, let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so you're going to have your arms out like this, and we're just going to twist a little bit. So we're going to be using our back a lot. Okay, so we want to make sure that that back is nice and loose. Okay, and now arms going like this. We're going to use our shoulders a lot. So we want to make sure those shoulders are loose. Okay, now we're going to have our arms out and twist. Okay, and then leg up and twist. Still getting that shoulders and back worked out, or getting that total body moving here. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to stretch out those wrists because we'll be using those a lot. Okay, so spread and squeeze 10 times. Make a fist and go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. 10 times. 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to go hammer and go up and down, up and down. Again, we're just getting that synovial fluid, coating those joints. Okay, getting them all nice and warmed up. And now we're going to roll. We'll do 5 to 10 rolls. And then we're going to go back. Making that fist. All right. Then stretch anything else you need to stretch. Sometimes I like to just hold my neck right here, stretch aside. Good. Okay, so the first and most important thing about your kickover, again, if you're just tuning in, this is all about getting your kickover. Once you have your kickover, the back bend is a little bit easier, and then once you get your back bend kickover, then your back walkover, okay? So you'll need the end of a staircase, a block, a panel mat, and then we'll get to back bends, and you'll need a wall for that, okay? So the most important thing, and she's going to start out, all of these are going to be at a higher surface, okay? But you need to move down to the floor. Once it's easy on the higher surface, just move down to the floor. Okay, so sit on the mat. You always want to sit on the mat first, okay, and then she's going to put her hands on the floor and push up to a bridge. Okay, now, go back down like this. Some of you might be like here, okay? So go up to a bridge, but don't push up all the way. Hold on, something's coming up on my computer. Blah, I don't know what that was. Sorry, I couldn't see myself, guys. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're pushing your armpits out over your wrist, okay? Now you can go ahead and kick over, Tess. Okay, so the first part, that's the first step. Making sure that you can push up to a bridge, okay, and you're pushing your armpits out over your wrist, okay? The second step, okay, if you can do that, and then you have a great bridge, okay? Don't forget to breathe while you're upside down, okay? So the second step, okay, is to be able to push up to a bridge Go ahead. You want your arms locked out, again, shoulders pushed over your wrists, and you're just going to rock back and forth. Okay? This is not necessarily a step. It's just something that you need to be able to do. Okay? It's good for the shoulders. It's good for the rhythm of that kickover. Okay? I'm going to just lift you over. Good. Trying to save her back during these demonstrations here, okay? Because she already did a video with me before. Okay, so the next step, okay, is being able to push up to a bridge and lift your leg up, okay? To just like a split, okay? You're just going to lift your leg up, okay? You do want to keep your legs straight. The leg that's on the ground can be bent. The leg that lifts up is straight. Now, what leg do you kick over with? You kick over with the same leg that you do your handstands and cartwheels with, okay? So, some people are opposite, but you really should try to do everything on one side, okay? And then for a challenge, you can try it on your quote-unquote bad side or your other side, okay? But as far as practicing it and learning it, you really should all be on the same side, okay? All right, so go back up. You're going to push up to a bridge and lift your leg up, okay? So right here, okay? If you can do that, the next step is to hold your leg up and jump a little bit. Okay, see how she's jumping a little bit? Good, and I'm going to have her come all the way over. Good, okay, so that's the next step for you to be jumping, okay? So hold your leg up and jump 3 times, okay? And then you can come down, rest, hold your leg up, jump 3 times again. Now, the last step is to push up to a bridge, and I'll have her do that. Hold the leg up. Now what she's going to do is she's going to lock her knee out, and she's going to tap it down and lift it right back over straight. Okay? So it's the same thing. You're going to jump with the leg that's on the ground. The reason I like to go and lift it up and tap back down is so that you can understand that you need to keep that leg straight. Okay? Sometimes we have a tendency to push up to our bridge and just have that knee kicking over like a stag or something, okay? And we want to keep that leg straight, okay? And you can keep it straight. It actually doesn't help you to keep it bent. It's not harder, it's not easier or harder if it's bent or straight. So you might as well keep it straight, because that's where it needs to be, right? Okay, so we're going to do that one more time. So this is your last step before you kick over. Push up to a bridge, lift your leg over, lock out your knee, tap your leg down straight, and kick it over. Okay? Now, this is a high surface. Okay? So wherever it's easiest for you, it doesn't really matter how high it is. It could be on your bed. Okay? But when you kick over, you need to land in a lunge. Okay? Standing up and pushing off the ground. So do that one more time. When she's in her bridge, she's not trying to look back at the mat, okay? So push up to your bridge. She's looking at me, okay? She's looking at this spot out here on the floor. Tap and kick, okay? That's what she's looking at. She's not sticking that head out, okay? Now, that was good, okay? What I'm going to do is get the wedge mat. If you don't have a wedge mat, this can be done on, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish the kickover. My bad. Okay, so it's the same thing. This is a higher surface. Once that's easy, what's the key to success? Repetition, okay? So don't move on to a lower mat until you can hit 10 out of 10, okay? That's easy. This is easy, okay? Then move down to a lower mat or something that's lower, okay? If you're at the end of your staircase, okay, the last stair, and that's where you're at, okay, go get a book and push up to a bridge, okay? Get 2 books, but make sure that you're pushing them up to the end of the staircase so that they don't move, okay? If you have a panel mat, flip a panel back, okay? And be really good at that step. One thing that we have a tendency to do is move on too quickly. Be a master at the step before it, then move on. And if you get stuck, just go back to the step before, okay? So that's the first part of getting your, that's the first step to the back walkover, is getting bridge up and kicking over. That's probably the hardest part, okay? Let's move on really quickly to the back bend, and I'm just gonna push this mat a little bit closer to the wedge mat so you can see it. Okay, I hope that's a little bit closer and you can see. But what she's gonna do, okay, is you're gonna get a wall in your house and maybe put some couch cushions back here, okay? But she's going to stand a little bit away from the wall and she's gonna go back and walk her hands down the wall. Walking her hands down the wall, all the way down. Okay, and I'm gonna help her up just to save her back a little. My hands are cold, okay? So, you're walking down the wall. So, when you walk down the wall, make sure that you walk all the way down the wall. Okay, don't get 75% of the way down the wall and start to just fall, okay? You gotta hold it all the way down. Now, if you have a wedge mat at home, you can use your wedge mat. If not, you can use your couch cushions, as long as you're really good at walking down the wall, okay? So stand at the edge of your wedge mat. Okay, first of all, you never go down your wedge mat for a back bend, okay? Just don't do it. I'll explain later. I don't have time to explain right now. All right, so spread your feet apart. Further, further. The wider your legs are, the less you have to travel down to the ground, okay? So start with your legs wide, okay? Arms up, squeeze your bottom and kind of open your hips and slowly go back, okay? And then come up. Now, once you're a master at that level with your feet this far apart, scoot your feet in an inch. You won't even notice, okay? Then scoot your feet in a more inch, okay? And then one more inch until they're about shoulder width apart. Okay, there's no reason for them to really be right here if you want to do it that way. I mean, go ahead. It's not a huge reason for them to be that way, but shoulder width apart, okay? So be a master at this first, okay? If you get scared, go back to the wall, okay? So when you go back to the wall, instead of really relying on the wall, try to fingertip the wall, okay? Try to only do 3 steps down the wall, okay? So have the wall there and only use it if you need it, okay? So ease into this, okay? Just because you're not coming up here and just doing a back bend right away, that doesn't mean anything about you, okay? Not someone that comes up here and just does it right away, they're not better, okay? Don't try to prove something to yourself, okay? Take it slow, okay? It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get it. When you get it, you'll feel accomplished and it'll be great, okay? So, once you can do the back bend from shoulder width apart on your couch cushions or your wedge mat, okay, then you can go to the floor. And you can do it 10 times in a row, no big deal, okay? Now, the next step would be to do it on the floor, okay? So you can, you still want to have like carpet or a mat or something, okay? Now, once you've got your kickover from the floor, okay, you put together your back bend and your kickover. Now, before you go on to back walkovers, you want to make sure that your back bend and your kickover are really good, okay? And you want to make sure that when you're going from your back bend to your kickover that you're going pretty quickly. So you go back bend and kickover pretty quickly, okay? So we're going to do one more step. Okay, and a lot of people, they'll start, they have their back bend kickover really well, okay, and then they start their back walkover like this, and then as they're going back their back bend, this leg comes out, okay, so that's some people's issue, okay, so we're going to talk about that real quick. So right here, put your foot out, good, and she's just going to do a back bend like this with her foot out like this, and she's not going to move her front foot, okay, so back bend, right there. And she had a tendency, it kind of came up a little bit, that's okay. A lot of people can't keep it on the floor in that back bend, that's okay, as long as it doesn't go to the side like that to brace yourself, okay? So once you can do the back bend with your leg out, and you can even do it down the wall too. You can try this drill with it down the wall, okay? Now, let's talk about our back walkover starting position, okay? Again, you should be a master at back bend kickover before you try your back walkover, and then you should be a master at doing this and going to a back bend, okay? Now, once you have that, okay, let's talk about the starting position for your back walkover, okay? So, here, you're not starting in a lunge, okay? You're starting with your, so this is always what I tell people, okay? So feet together, arms up, good. And you're just going to step your good foot out and put your toe on the ground and lift your heel up. All of your weight is in this leg right here. I'm sorry, this leg right here. I was looking at the video and not her actual person. All of your body weight is in your leg, that's your plant leg, okay? Your good leg, your heel is up, toe pointed, and you're just balancing with your toe on the ground, okay? Now, she's going to go back to her back walkover. Turn the other way for me. She's going to go back in her back walkover, and she's just going to do a back bend. It's just a back bend, okay? So just do a back bend. And then when your hands hit, she's going over, okay? So when her hands land on the ground, it's just a back bend until then. Just a back bend, just a back bend, just a back bend. And then when your hands land, you're just leaning back in your heel a little bit and going over, okay? Your front leg does all the going over, okay? All your shoulders are doing are pushing open like you do in a bridge. So when you go down, you're stretching back like this. Her shoulders are open, open, open. Lean a little bit back in your heel and lift your leg over, okay? Another mistake that I see a lot in the back walkover is getting here. Okay, she's getting here, you're getting here, and you're like, ah! And you just let go, okay? And you're gonna get probably stuck in your back bend. You'll just land in a bridge, or you'll try to kick that leg over real fast and have to twist to the side, and then all kinds of crazy things happen at that point, okay? Just think back bend. That's why doing a back bend like this with your leg out is really important, okay? Just think about doing your back bend. It's just a back bend. You can already do a back bend kickover. Just think about your back bend. When your hands land, okay, you want to just lean back in this leg a little bit as you're kicking over, okay? Another most important thing is to keep your shoulders open, okay? Arms straight, shoulders open, okay? So let's do one more. She can do one by herself, but we were just going through some motions, okay? So there, okay? So the last problem in back walkovers that I see a lot, okay, is when you're doing a back walkover, you're getting there, okay, so do the back bend, and this leg right here, your leg right here, and this leg hasn't quite came up yet, and you're trying to get this leg over. So this leg hasn't came up yet, and you're trying to like get that leg up, okay? Well, you haven't transferred all the body weight to your hands yet. Okay, that leg still has weight in it. You can't just lift it off the ground, okay? Transfer that weight to your hands and lift your good leg over. That leg that's on the ground will come over. You don't need to force that leg over, okay? So that's the last thing that I will say, okay? Let me make sure on my little sheet that I've gone over everything. And that I have. Okay, if you are having a little bit of trouble with your back walkover, you can always message me and tell me what's going on, and you can show me a video. You can tag me on Facebook, FlipDoc, Instagram, FlipDoctor, or you can shoot me an email, leslie@summitsportscenter.com, and I would love to help you with your back bend kickover or back bend kickover or back walkover. Thanks again to Miss Tess, and you can always go and rewatch any of our videos on Facebook. This will be up in a few minutes, and you can kind of scroll down, or you can go to our website, summitsportscenter.com. I'll have these videos from today posted up later today, probably about 4:30 or 5, and all of our other previous videos that we've done since the beginning of all this started. There's tons of videos that you can watch. You go to summitsportscenter.com, click on events, and go to virtual content, and you can see all of that. All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great day.